Hey guys, what's up? It's Tees here, coming at you with another Tips with Tees in College Football 25. In this video, we go over tips that'll take your offense to the next level. But before we jump into it, if you could please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you don't miss another Tips with Tees in College Football 25. Playmakering. This is vital. A lot of people don't know about this. I know I recently just made a video about it, and honestly, I was still new to the concept of playmakering. Basically, what you're doing is if you have a scrambling QB, this is going to be very, very helpful as well. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to this part. Essentially, what happens is you have the ability to tell your receiver which way you want them to run. This works well with hitches and comeback routes. As you see here, I have Armstrong on the left, my ex-receiver. He's running a hitch. Drop back to pass. He's my closest receiver. I want him to run to the right. I go right stick to the right, and he runs to the open space on the right side. I'm not using any defense right now just to show you the concepts and make it easier to understand again, because I'm somewhat new to this as well, and I don't have any concepts off the top of my head that I can just run through randomly and show you exactly how it looks, but this is so much easier for me to show you. As again, I'll do it again. You have access to that X receiver. Oh, I want you to go up. I want you to go down the field. Hit the seam. Okay, there you go. Perfect. Boom. Finds the open space. This is perfect with hitch routes because they just sit there. Oh, if there's a corner on the left side, have them go to the right side. Okay, boom. Find that open space and easily pick up yards. It's really, really easy. And then the cool thing also, as I put, let's say, number 6, the wide receiver on a drag route, if you're scrambling with a quarterback and you're like, oh no, I got to get out of the pocket. Okay, well now I'm going to tell him to go, down the field more. Boom, you can easily do that for more yards as well because you have that ability. It makes the game so much more fun, honestly, especially if you didn't even know about this, because this is such a game changer play. Because I honestly totally didn't even know that Tesla on the right side was running a hitch. So I'm going to put him on a streak route so it doesn't run into my wide receiver again. But if you just are scrambling, like, oh no, I got no time in the pocket. But oh, you got to go down. Why? You got to go deep down the field because there's someone underneath you and you got to take the advantage of that open space. That's all you have to do. You just utilize that right stick. That's it. You move the right stick. Again, X receiver, oh, once you go to the right side, fill up that open space. Boom, I got you. Move to the right with your right stick and they move to that area. You want them to go left? I'll show you right now. It's very simple. You have him go left. Oh, go left. He's going left. Took him a little while, but you could tell when the playmaker mode or playmakering actually hits the receiver because the circle rectangle underneath them shows. So I'll show you again here. Oh, I'm going to scramble to the left here. I'm going to move him to the right. And there you saw right there that when that little circle rectangle underneath my receiver popped up, that is when the playmaker mode activated. And this is huge. This is such a game changer, especially if you have, players that are, like I had here before. I have the wide receiver or slot receiver running a drag route. If he's running the drag, but you're going up against Tampa 2 or they're covering the hard flats, well, he's going to run right into 1 or 2 cornerbacks on the right side of the field, right near the line of scrimmage. But in order to beat that, and there's no one behind him, oh, just go deep. Okay, I'll do that. Easy score right there. It's so easy, and it's very, very vital if you want to have success in College Football 25. So for the next tip, it's going to be precision cuts. Now, I'm not even sure if any of you guys even know about this because I've been playing this game since release over 6 months ago, and I had no idea that this was a thing. Again, I have not played really many Maddens ever since NCAA 14, and that was pretty much the only football game that I did play. And since I haven't really been too invested in Madden, I didn't know that this was an actual thing. As you're watching clips right now with me going up against a user against LSU in one of my online dynasties, he was utilizing them extremely well, and I thought he was just insane with the joysticks. That is not the case. He is utilizing a feature in this game that I didn't even know because I don't even think they put it in really, writing for us to know about, especially for people like me who didn't play any other games really in leading up to this that were created by EA Sports, our football versions like the Maddens and stuff like that. But it is very, very simple. Again, I don't have offense right here because I'm new to it. I'm learning how to do it. So bear with me here. But all you need to do is when you're running with the football, essentially is tapping left trigger or L2 on PlayStation when you're cutting left or right. I'll show you right here, handing the ball off, running, and I'm going to tap it. That wasn't a good one. Again, I'm learning on the fly as well with this. I just started doing it, but you can get insane acceleration boost while doing this, as I have seen just by practicing this. Like, look at that. That boost right there was just insane compared to, I'll show you one clip, what it looks like without using L2. Or left trigger, should I say, and then the other one with it. So this is without using it at all. I'm just going back and forth, Nothing, not really crazy cuts, can't really do too much there. Now this time, let's utilize the precision cuts. Boom. Boom. Look at that. Look at those precision cuts. Okay. They are overpowered if you can get them down. I've been practicing, and it is not easy, but it's also not that difficult. Especially all you need to do is just tap it. Boom. And it's like that acceleration boost right there is what you're looking for. I apologize for my example of it. Again, I am a rookie at this. I just found out about it, but it is so overpowering if you can get it down, as I noticed and saw when I did play against that guy with LSU on my online dynasty. He was insane with the sticks, and I've never played anyone like him before. But if you're able to utilize that, that makes it a game changer when playing this game. So definitely want to take advantage of that. So the next tip is going to be one that has been in the game ever since it came out. I just didn't know about it. I honestly didn't know it was a thing, again, until recently, and even now I'm still messing up with it. But essentially what it is do not hold turbo until you get to the line of scrimmage and you're about to hit the hole. That's it. You don't hold it. It allows you to make better precision cuts. It allows you to make better cuts in general, stop and better cutbacks, like kind of like Le'Veon Bell, where he would just slowly get to the line of scrimmage and then make the decision which hole he was going to go for, and then hits it. And then also, if you hold R2 or the turbo button or right trigger for PlayStation or Xbox, excuse me, well, if you do that, well, then it allows the defenders to block shed better. So when you don't do that, it allows your offensive linemen to hold their blocks better for you to give you better running lanes. So again, right here, not holding it, boom, I'm going to hold it, get right through the offense, get through the line right there, picked up a nice little 10-yard gain. That's essentially it. I know it's something very, very simple, and I know other people probably have been on top of this, but I didn't know this was a thing, especially the fact that if you do hold it, from as soon as you get the snap, your offensive line is not going to hold their blocks as well, and they're going to be a lot more block shedding on the defensive line, which in turn is going to make it very difficult for you to break tackles, for you to get past that line of scrimmage and get some big plays. So again, do not hold that turbo button until you get to the line of scrimmage or to the hole that you're about to hit, and then you want to accelerate through it. Here is me holding it the whole time. Only about 3 to 4 yards. Didn't really see too much of a difference there because this is a halfback stretch, and these plays are very, very good, as I'm not able to do too much here, only about 2-3 yards. But let's try it one more time. Again, you wait until you hit the line, and then boom. Okay, I'm going to hit it right there. Nice 5 to 7 yards. This isn't a game changer, but this definitely is something that you need to think about, especially because running the football is so essential in College Football 25. If you can excel with that, you definitely give yourself a better chance to win games because you're not so one-dimensional. Again, I'll run it again right here. Look at that. Right through, broke a tackle, about 5 to 7 yards, and that's what you want. You want to be able to move those chains and give yourself a better chance to score, keep the clock running, keep your offense on the ball, keep your defense more well-rested, especially with this wear and tear. And then a bonus tip when it comes to run game, if you have a right-handed quarterback, they hand the ball off quicker when you run to the left. If you have a left-handed quarterback, they hand the ball off quicker when you hand off to the right. I don't know why that is. Maybe because they're holding it with their power hand or their strong hand, but it's a lot quicker by doing that. As you see how quickly I was able to do it there. Let's see what happens now if I now switch the play, run it to the opposite side of the field, and see if it's slower or not. You be the judge of this. Yeah, definitely a little bit slower. I could kind of see that. You let me know down in the comments if you guys were to see that again. Again, I'll run from the right, and then I'll run from the left. It just seemed like I was able to get through the hole so much quicker there. I don't know if that was me or what, but it just seemed much more quick for the quarterback. And that is one thing I have noticed in this game when I do the crack toss to the outside, is when I do that, I've noticed that the crack toss to the right, it's a quick pitch, and then to the left, for whatever reason, it's not. It's a very slow process, and it takes forever. But that's a bonus tip right here in this video. Just let me know if you guys knew about that. I had no idea about that, but I recently just saw that in a video, and I was like, wow, I definitely got to let my subscribers know about that in case they didn't, because sometimes it's better and you don't have a good offensive line to get that ball in the running back's hands as soon as possible to get them through that hole as quickly as possible. My next tip is going to be scheme plays together. You need to have a plan. You need to constantly have multiple plays in every single formation that you are playing in, and use plays in different formations and in the same formations. For example, when I'm in this formation, I think it's stack off. I forget exactly what the name of it is, but it's essentially the play that I run my jet sweeps out of. Now, if I come out in this play every single time that I'm running a jet sweep, it gets fairly obvious that when I go up and my receivers on the left side here are lined up like that, and the tight end is just back a step, well, he's going to be running his jet sweep. So you can easily set your defense against that. As right here, I'll just run a quick little jet sweep here. using a little precision cut. Not able to pick up too many yards there, but the reason why I'm showing you this is if I just keep doing this over and over again, well, you're going to easily pick this up, right? So how do I scheme this? How do I make something out of this to make it seem like I'm doing this? Well, glad you asked. Now what I do is a fake jet sweep, and if the user linebacker that I'm playing against, they're trying to recognize, oh, they're going to do another jet sweep. Look at the formation. He's only ran the same play, jet sweep, out of this formation. Well then, he's going to be very surprised when he breaks for my player right here, and my running back is wide open. Unfortunately, he's not there, and I got hit really quickly, but that's what I'm trying to get at right here, where you kind of build something where you get your opponent thinking one thing, and it's really not. Unfortunately, though, because I'm playing against CPU and I have them in zone currently, it's not going to matter because there's nothing to scheme against right here. But the point of the matter is, if you can have a few plays in every single formation, that is huge, because you don't want to be one-dimensional where every single time you come out in a certain set, oh, well, he only runs this play out of the set. Same thing. You don't want to be only passing or only rushing. You want to have multiple plays and get comfortable with running multiple plays in every single formation that you run a play in, because you want them to be alert that, hey, he can run the ball in this situation. Hey, he can pass the ball in this situation. He's even run screens in this situation. So you want to make that sure of that as well. The next one is going to be blocking blitzes. We're going to start simply going up against the double mug mid blitz, which is definitely one of the more overpowering and more common and meta blitzes in the game. As you see the defense here, they're obviously going up against this, and they're going man-to-man cover 0. So one way to stop this is you want to make sure that you have and check constantly pre-snap if you have enough blockers for this. Anytime I run up to double mug, the only way I know that it's going to not be a blitz is when they have one of those linebackers over covering one of the receivers on the outside, leaving only one middle linebacker over the middle. That's a telltale sign that it's going to be zone. Other than that, if they're both pinched like this, I assume they're going to be running mid blitz. Now, if they are running mid blitz, which obviously we are in this example right here, what I do is hold left trigger, right stick to the left, and it'll show me who's blocking who. As you see here, their right edge is wide open. There's nobody guarding him right now. So I always try to throw someone on him no matter what. So in this case, the running back. If you want to add him as a blocker because he was going to go out on a flat route, you press Y, his icon, which is RB, and then you're going to hold or tap right trigger to pass block. Now he's pass blocking. And now if we go back to blocking, it looks like that is how they have it set up. Then that's not it. You still have to do a little bit more to make sure that you give yourself a good chance to block this, okay? You're going to have to hold now left bumper to bring up the pass protection screen, and then you're going to do a full slide to the left. You're going to do a full slide to the left with the left stick to the left, and now you see that Travion Henderson is blocking the right defensive end, and now there is an HB icon above that right edge to also signify that that is who the running back is going to be picking up. Now, this doesn't mean you're going to get a ton of time, but at least it's going to give you an extra second when he chips him or tries to hold him for a block. So keep that in mind here. And again, when you get into these, it obviously is a telltale sign that you're not going to have much time to throw, so you have to keep that in mind too. You can't just hold on to the ball and just blame your offensive line for, not blocking when it's very, very difficult. So also when you're in this situation, you have to know you're going to have a hot receiver. You have to have a receiver that you're going to go to right away if all of your protections break, because that happens from time to time, and that is realistic. So for me, it's going to be Tate with the zig route on the left side. See me here hiking the ball here. Wide open there. Able to catch that and pick up a nice little chunk of change right there. That is just one example of making sure that you're paying attention pre-snap and making sure that you are setting up your team for success. So again, here we are bringing the blitz again, and I always like to pretend that you are getting blitz constantly, just so you set yourself up for success that route. Because if you think that they're not going to blitz all the time, and then they do blitz when you're not paying attention, well, then you set yourself up for potential mistakes, potential interceptions, fumbles, sacks, and all that. And that's what you want to avoid, and that does not help you win football games in college football 25. So right here, we're just going to go in a simple cover 0 with the two linebackers are blitzing essentially like the mid blitz like we just had in double mug, but this is a little bit differently. I always love to set up the running back to block, no matter what. I mean, it's really easy to set that up, and it gives you an extra blocker, an extra half second, a second, maybe even 2 seconds if you get a good hold by the halfback. But you can plan here, as you see above the left linebacker, he has that little fire icon. That means as of right now, there is nobody marking him and blocking him. So he might have a free shot to the quarterback. As you take a look here at the blocking assignments, that is why right there, no one is picking him up, because we have the cornerback or the slot corner on the right side getting blocked. So you have to pay attention to that as well, and maybe do a half slide to make sure that everybody is accounted for here, as here it does make a little bit more sense as the running back is taking the right middle linebacker, and that is that. Again, when you come into these situations, you got to have a hot receiver. If you haven't been watching any of my Florida Gators Dynasty, I definitely recommend taking a look at it. Not because it's very entertaining, but you get to see the inside of my mind of what I'm doing every single play, pre-snap, offense, defense, what I look to, where my reads are going to go, what progressions they're going to be, and where my eyes are going to be when you snap the ball. So that is one thing you have to do. So in this situation, again, this definitely looks like it could be a blitz just by looking at it, but it looks like it's zone as well, which obviously it's not. But I'm going to be looking at B, A, who's going to come back right behind him. So I'm going to hike the ball here. Fortunately, able to pick up that blitz. You got, I think it was B, right over the middle for easy yards. But you definitely want to make sure you're paying attention to blitzes and making sure that you're planning for it, because this is an essential part of the game. And if you do not do it, you're not going to have much time to throw. You're not going to have much opportunity to get the pass off, and you're going to set yourself up for no success at all. And that is not going to help you out at all, especially when you're turning the football over and costing your team points. The last example I have here when it comes to blocking the blitz, it's one that I don't think is very common, honestly. It's basically called motion blocking, and basically you throw a receiver in motion, and instead of running their route, they essentially just help block. So I'm gonna see, let's see, the play I'm going with is a flood concept here. All right, so I'm gonna throw Igbuka to the left here, see if I can get him to motion block right there. And look, instead of running his route, he just basically becomes a blocker, and that's all you have to do. It's a very simple and effective thing to do, and apparently a lot of comp Madden players do it a lot too, especially if they're getting blitz. And I know when this was such an OP blitz in the game earlier when it released, this is what a lot of people were doing to stop it, because you just throw this guy right here and boom, he becomes an extra blocker. Not only, and look, even with that, I didn't have too much time to throw, but I did have an extra second. And one thing that I will do now to kind of show you how to really take full advantage of it is, if I'm running the block and I'm assuming that they're blitzing the mid blitz right up the middle, I'm going to do a full slide to the left, and obviously that puts the running back on the right defensive end. And now Igbuka essentially is going to help the running back with that defensive end. So let's see here, bring him in motion. Look at that. Bring him right there. Now look at all the time that I have. I have so much time, and Smith is almost able to take it to a touchdown. So that's essentially what you got to do as well. Motion blocking. I think it's been patched though, not the motion blocking, but there was an instance that I saw in K-Mac probably like a month after the game came out in one of his online dynasties. He accidentally snapped the ball right when the receiver ran in direct of the center and the quarterback, and ended up getting a fumble and costing him his whole championship. It was atrocious, horrible. I'm actually going to see if I can do it right now, because I've been trying it before and I haven't been able to. Oh, okay, well, maybe they didn't patch it. But you want to definitely make sure that if you are doing this, you snap it early so that does not become a factor, because the last thing you want to do is force a fumble on your self-friendly fire. But that's it when it comes to blocking blitzes. You do this and you're going to set yourself up for success. Running RPOs successfully. RPOs are essential in College Football 25, and if you can run them successfully, you will set yourself up for success more often than not, because it's another thing that the defense has to now pay attention to, because you have so many options on what to do. You're going to pass it, are you going to run it? What are you going to do? When I'm running RPOs, the way that I go about it is completely different, and I'm not even sure if anyone else does this. Let me know down in the comments if you do this, but I consider them pros. Pass run options. I don't go run first and then pass. I go pass first, and if that's not there, then I go the run route. Why I do that is because I have much more success passing than throwing the RPO than I do in running the ball, at least for me, successfully in the pass. That is how I have learned it, and that is how I've perfected it on my end. And in order to see that, it's very simple. Igbuka is going to be running a little bubble screen to the right. If the left cornerback doesn't break exactly where I want him to, I throw it to him. If he does, well, then I hand it off to Judkins, and you don't have to touch anything for that. So again, what I do is, if he's open, you have to wait for the quarterback to catch the ball. You can't hold Y before that. At least in my experience, I don't. I wait for him to snap it. Once he gets the ball in his hands, then I hold Y to throw it to him. And I even lead pass sometimes a little bit outside, more to the left side, to kind of give him some more space, with hopefully that receiver on the outside getting a nice little block. All right, now this is what I usually do. I look for the pass, and I'm going to try to throw the pass here. He breaks off, throw it to the outside. Oh, wow, what a spin. have a lot of yards there. Sometimes you can break it. Sometimes you get a great block there. Again, look, he backs off it. Boom, great block by Smith on the outside. Oh, nice little juke move. Kigambuka get to the outside. It's looking like it. Almost able to score there. But that's all I do. I look for the pass first, and then I run the ball if needed. But also keep in mind that every time that you run a RPO, you're going to have two options to pass it. If you're going zone, that's going to be the wide receiver. If you're going to go man coverage, it's going to be the B receiver. So if you can also identify if it's going to be man coverage or zone coverage that you're going up against, that can also help you determine which player to throw to. So as you see here, we are in man coverage, and I am going to change it up with the RPO that we were running, just because I didn't really like the streak, especially even if it's man coverage. You have to beat him, and you have to get that pass off quick, and it can easily be an easy bait for the cornerback. So this is one of my favorite ones that I like to run. You see Smith running a quick little out route here, and with the cornerback playing back, it definitely opens up a lot of opportunities here. Open here, he usually holds on to the ball, being such a great receiver. But that's essentially what I look for. Oh, playing back. Okay. Beautiful pass, nice little 5-yard gain, especially if you're on the end zone or at the 5-yard line or so. This is especially OP, and you can lead him a little bit to the outside. Great play by the defender there, but more often than not, you are going to complete this pass. See if I can get it again here. Great little pass, little 5 yards. But that's all I look for, the RPOs, guys. But that'll do it for the video, guys. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. Hopefully you guys learned something, whether it was the precision cuts, the playmaker mode, or even scheming plays together, or how to block blitzes using the motion block. If you guys did get something out of this, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss another Tips with T's in College Football 25. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm out. Peace.